Can Scotland win Euro 2020? Of course they can. Anybody in the tournament can win Euro 2020. Will Scotland win 2020? Completely different question. No. But I'm going to clickbait it for this anyway, because do you know what? The Tartan Army are here. It's our first major tournament in 23 years. 98, France 98 was the last time we were there, and we're finally back. There's something in the air. There's a feeling that we can do something at this tournament. I'm not saying go on and win it, but we'll predict it anyway. We'll go through this. We're going to go through my Euro 2020-21 predictions and see who I think will win the whole tournament. This is going to be fun. It's interesting. Take it away from Celtic for a bit. I love it. There's no point me sitting here all day explaining what we're going to do in this video. It is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to open up the groups. We're going to predict who'll finish where in each group. We're going to go through the tournament tree from the last 16 to the final, and then we'll determine who I think will win the tournament. Now, I'll try not to be biased. I'll try to be fair. I'm just going to say everything as realistically and as honestly as I can, because that's what I'm best at on this channel. Insert wink. Also, if you're new around here and you've not been watching the channel before and you're just stumbling across my Euro predictions for the first time, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. It does just wonders for the channel. Get us in the recommended section of YouTube. Get us more subscribers. Let's grow this thing over the course of the Euros, and keep an eye out for the European Championships of Beer, which starts this week on the channel. Maybe next week, depending on when the last delivery of beer comes to the flat. Right, what a delicious tournament. As I've already said in the channel before, the most excited I have ever been for an international tournament. The fact Scotland are there just makes this a completely different kettle of fish. But let's fly through this as quickly as possible. I don't want to be here all day. Group A, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales and Italy. Now, straight away, the favourites to win the group should be Italy. Roberto Mancini, what a job he is doing with the Italian national team. They're trying to restore that national pride after missing out on the World Cup of 2018, and he's doing a great job since taking charge of the national side, and a great squad there as well. I could sit here all day running through it, but I'm a big fan of Italy, big fan of Italian football too. Would love to see them do well. Second place for me, Turkey. Dark horses for this tournament, by the way. Really do think Turkey could do bits in this tournament. A really good squad. They have been slowly and surely getting better over time. They're impressing, quietly impressing, and could be a dark horse. Switzerland in at third for me because they're better than Wales, and Wales bottom of the group. Of course, Wales had that magic of Euro 2016 where they made it all the way to the semi-finals, but I just don't see it happening again. They're in a bit of a peculiar position as well with the managerial situation. Ryan Giggs, for obvious reasons, will not be managing the side at the tournament. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, but that to me is how that group will finish. Italy, firm favourites. They could go on to win the whole thing, in my opinion. Italy are that good. Turkey, I'm really, really impressed with. A good squad. Switzerland, they're a good side too. So, you know, it's probably going to be close between Turkey and Switzerland. Group B, Belgium are obviously going to top the group. I say that and watch them go and finish second in the group now, but what a squad. What a team Roberto Martinez has there. Third place, of course, in the 2018 World Cup, but a golden generation of talent there. Could this be the tournament that Roberto Martinez finally wins a trophy with that squad, because it's just that good. Lukaku, De Bruyne, that's two of the many household names that squad possesses. Second place for me, Denmark, another squad that is really good and really underrated. Hope they can really entertain at this tournament. Good defence, good goalkeeper. Going forward, they've got talent as well. I'm feeling quietly confident for them in terms of being another dark horse. Russia, for me, third place. I think they're a good squad too. They could do well, and they've done well at Russia 2018 when they hosted the tournament. Bottom of the group is Finland. Just, you know, they've been impressing, and a lot of people have been ranting and raving about how the manager has been doing bits with them. Their first ever major tournament. But I just don't think they've got a squad to compete with the other three teams. This group's a bit weird, isn't it? Because Holland haven't been great as of late. Since Louis van Gaal left the national team, and it was Danny Blind and then Guus Hiddink, they were not great. It was a really bad era for the Dutch national team. De Boer is now in charge, who I don't think is that great a manager. And also, they didn't look anything special against Scotland in the international friendlies. I honestly think Austria could top this group. They really could. Macedonia's going to finish bottom of the group, I think. North Macedonia, Pandev, I love you. You're an absolute legend. I will be watching you when you play. The earth stands still, Goran. But I don't think you're quite enough to top this group. Ukraine, for me, will finish third. And it's between Holland and Austria for that first and second place. Now, David Alaba, can he be enough to help Austria cross the line and finish top of that group? I honestly think they could. I'm going to say Holland to finish second. First controversial call of the whole thing. I don't rate De Boer that much as a manager, and I also just didn't think they looked that special. Plus, there's always one team who you expect to finish like top of a group, and then they don't finish top of a group. So I'm going to put my money on Holland for that. Here it is, Group D, the best group in the whole thing. Scotland are obviously going to top it. Jokes, let's just put you back there. Back you go now. Okay. Whoever tops this group is actually getting a short straw, because whoever tops this group will be playing the runners-up, I believe, of Group F, which is the group of death. So I don't want Scotland to finish top of that group. Who will finish top of that group? More than likely, it will be England. Let's be honest, it will be England. England are going to finish top of that group, because they should be finishing top of that group with the quality they have. I don't think they're that good, but the way they go on about it, they should be finishing top of that group. Croatia's still a very good team as well. I think Scotland will finish third, and we'll come to the best place third teams as well. I think Scotland will finish third. I'm hoping that we manage to get a second place finish. We beat the Czech Republic, we get a point against England. 4 points can take us over the line, but Croatia, runners up in the World Cup. England have a really good squad at the minute, and plus I want them to finish top of the group, because I want them out as soon as possible. They're not going to go out in the groups. I mean, I hope they do, but I don't see it. In the Czech Republic, I'm going to put at the bottom of the group. There is your Group D right there. Scotland, can we do it? I'm buzzing, man. I honestly look at our squad, and you can see all my opinions on TSF and everywhere else. You know, this isn't the first time I've spoke about Scotland, but I'm buzzing. We've got a squad that is generally good enough to challenge in this tournament. Not till the very end, but do bits and give us something to remember. Group E. Now, this is a fascinating group, actually. I quite like Group E, because we've got Robert Lewandowski, who's just off the back of the best season of his career, 41 goals in the Bundesliga, beating that 1972 record of Gerd Müller, the record that should never have been broken. Then Spain, a very exciting young side that has done bits in the past, a big win against Germany not long ago. Sweden, who are always a difficult team, and Slovakia, who are a team of good players too. So it is a really good group. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Poland can top this group. But I'm going to put them in second and put Spain to top the group. I do think Poland can do it, but it's all about if Lewandowski decides to turn up and have the national tournament that he's still not really had. He's not really turned up to an international tournament and done what Lewandowski can do. If he does decide to turn up and play like he has for the last couple of years of his club career, they'll top that group. But it all comes down to that. Spain, I'm going to put it top for now. I'm going to put Slovakia in at third and Sweden in at fourth. Sweden obviously missing the big names Zlatan Ibrahimovic for this tournament, who's out with an injury, so I think they'll struggle a little bit more. I like Sweden. I always have a sort of feeling of rooting for them, but I just don't see them challenging as well as they have in the past in this tournament. I think they're kind of in a limbo with the squad. And Group F, the group of death. Will my German bias show here? We'll wait and see. Let's just get one thing clear. Hungary are surely going to finish bottom of this group. If they manage to get a point, Hungary, I will applaud them. Because these are three of the favourites. And in my eyes, these are the three teams who are best teams to win the tournament. The three best teams in the whole thing. And they're all in the same group. Portugal have their best sort of batch of talent that they've probably going to see in a long time, or have seen in a long time. It is such a good team. And obviously they're the defending champions, but they've got such a better squad than what they did in 2016. France are just France, the World Cup winners of 2018, an unbelievable squad, and Germany is the Mannschaft, the team who I will be rooting for when Scotland get knocked out of the tournament. They are just, you know, the last dance for Joachim Low. You know, this is it. This is his last chance to win something as manager of Germany after winning the World Cup in 2014, I suppose. But, you know, a very disappointing Euro 2016 and a very disappointing World Cup 2018 will mean this is his last chance to kind of get a little bit of redemption there. I still think Germany might finish third in this group. For as biased as I am, I think Portugal and France are the two teams who will take the top two spaces in this group. But I don't think it's going to be a lot of points separating these teams. What I can see happening is all of them beating Hungary, and I genuinely wouldn't be shocked if somehow they all drew with each other. Like France drew with Portugal, Germany drew with Portugal, France drew with Germany. I would not be stunned if that happened. I'm going to go for this for now, but I think Germany will make it through in the best third place teams. Which brings me on to the best third place teams. Who do I think will make it through in that bracket? Germany, first of all, of course. I think they'll get through because 4 points should be enough to see through. Realistically, what teams are going to get 4 points here? I think Scotland can be one of those ones that manages to get 4 points too. I think Switzerland can do it as well. And I think finally, I'm going to go for Russia. I think those are the 4 teams for me that will manage to get their space as a best third place team. They're all good teams. All those teams in there, even the Ukraine led by Shevchenko, of course, and Slovakia, good sides. But I'm going to go for those 4 to take us to the last 16. So let's fly through this. Who do I think will go through the last 16 phase into the quarterfinals? First off, Belgium and Scotland. How the fuck is this? That would be your luck. I would love to avoid Belgium. I really would. Trust me. Because they're one of the best teams in the tournament. Can Scotland beat Belgium on their day? Perhaps we can. John McGinn with a last minute overhead kick can maybe take us through. But let's be realistic. Belgium will knock out Scotland if that was to happen. Let's just be realistic. Sean Maloney could do us a turn though. Wee Sean. Go on, son. Italy and Holland. I think Italy will go through. As I said, I don't think Holland are anything special. I think Italy are very much on the rise and could be a dark horse team to win this competition. Dark horse they would never be labelled as, but because of the past few years, I would say they're in that kind of bracket just now. France and Russia. France, the world champions, to go through. This is an interesting one. Croatia and Poland. Who do I think would go through there? That's really, once again, if Lewandowski turns up, I'm putting my money on Poland every day of the week. So I'm going to say Poland. Spain and Switzerland. That's actually an interesting game too. I like the thought of that. I'm going to go for Spain, which is a bit surprising because I don't think their squad is as good as, of course, what we've seen in the past. Maybe a decade ago, that Spain team would be miles above. But they're still good enough to beat Switzerland. England and Portugal, I'm putting Portugal. England's end of the tournament is there. If they were to face Portugal, I don't see how they would beat them. Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Diego Jota, even the defence, João Cancelo, Pepe, Rui Patricio, all these players, what a fantastic team Portugal have. I don't see England beating it, in all honesty. Austria and Germany, that's a derby, isn't it, basically? I'm going to go Germany. I'm going to put them through. I think they're good enough to beat Austria, of course. And then finally, Turkey against Denmark. I'm actually going to go for Turkey, who, once again, I've said at the start of the video, I think are a really good team at the moment. Quarter-finals then, and this is where it gets tasty. This is where the big guns start to play each other. Belgium and Italy. Out of those 2 teams, that is a very fascinating game, very interesting game, because Roberto Martinez will have all the expectation, I think, of his side winning that game. Roberto Mancini, though, will want to continue the development of this Italian side and to get that national pride back a bit. I am, however, going to go for... Do you know what? I'm going Italy. I'm going Italy. I can see them sneaking it. What a squad they've got at the minute. I'm going to say it. I think Roberto Martinez's time as Belgium coach might come close to an end if they don't win this tournament. Mostly because I think for 2 reasons. I think that they'll maybe want to look elsewhere and get a different coach. But I think Roberto Martinez might want to come back to club football sometime soon. But I'm going to go for Italia. Forza Italia. I'm going to say they're going to go through there. France and Poland. Once again, it's like you can't really back against France at the moment. Their team is incredible. N'Golo Kante is on the form of his life. All these players have got Benzema back in the squad. How can you root for Poland against France there? I don't think it makes much sense. Spain and Portugal. I'm going to go for the Portuguese. I'm going to say that they can beat Spain. I think Cristiano Ronaldo will look at this as one of his last major tournaments before Qatar, if he does make it to Qatar, and realise he wants to win it. So I'm going to put them through. And then finally, Germany to beat Turkey. Because Germany are better than Turkey, I think. A lot of people will be saying to themselves, Germany haven't been that great as of recent, but once again, that factor of Lowe having his last tournament in charge, I think will carry him that little bit further. So the semi-finals of Euro 2020, or 21, Italy against France and Portugal against Germany. That would be tasty, absolutely tasty. Now, one thing I will say, at these national tournaments, especially the Euros, there always seems to be a team that kind of defies the expectations and goes a little bit further. Of course, we had Greece win it in 2004. We had Wales get to the semi-final in 2016 as well. There always seems to be maybe a wild card that does well. I don't really have one of those here. These are 4 of the biggest nations in world football, with 4 of the best squads in world football. But what you will notice is there's 3 of the teams from that group of death here. They've made it all the way to the end. 3 out of the 4. Poor Hungary didn't make it at all, but those 3 have made it in this situation, which is very, very interesting. Italy against France, what a game it would be. Roberto Mancini against Didier Deschamps. What a battle that would be. The Catenaccio of Italy against the kind of free-flowing attacking of France. Even I wouldn't say Italy's that much catenaccio nowadays, just historically, isn't it? I'm going to go for France to make it to the final. I think it would be wild if they don't make it to the final with the squad they've got. But if Italy were to reach the semi-finals after missing the World Cup in 2018 and not doing too well at Euro 2016, I think that would be massive for them, and I think that would show positive signs for where the country is heading. Portugal and Germany, this is the interesting one, because the bias in me and the massive German football fan, the Bundesliga fan inside of me is like, the Mannschaft will make it to the final. Germany are going to go and they're going to win the whole thing. But Portugal really just have that squad at the moment that makes you go, how can you actually beat them? It would be a repeat of the 2016 final, of course. If I put Portugal here, it would be France against Portugal. However, Germany's squad at the minute, I'm liking the look of. They won convincingly. Granted, they were playing, Kosovo, I think, last night. I think Portugal having their first tournament together with this squad, but it's the same with Germany, isn't it? I really can't use that argument for Portugal when it's pretty much the same for Germany. A lot of the old school German players aren't really there. You've not got your Schweinsteigers, your Lambs and such anymore. It is a kind of new breed of player. A lot of the guys from the likes of Borussia Mönchengladbach, Freiburg, even Robert Gosens, who plays for Atalanta. There's a lot of new players in this Germany side. It's a hard one. I'm going to go Germany. Bugger it. Biased or not, Germany in the final. So then, the final of Euro 2020. Who will win the whole competition? Will it be France? Will it be Germany? Two fantastic sides and historically two of the greatest nations in football. Who will win the whole thing? Who will take the tournament home? That's a really tough question. It really is. And do you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going Germany. I've predicted them from the start. I've said it on TSF. I've said it on Twitter. I think Germany will win the whole tournament, and I'm saying it again now. The last dance for Joachim Low is going to be a good one. He's going to go out in a high. They're going to usher in this new era for Hansi Flick with a trophy, and that's it. That's me. I think they'll take it on pens against France. There's my prediction. If that is how the tree goes, of course. So that does it. Let me know who you think will win Euro 2020 in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We've been going a while, so I'm going to wrap it up. See y'all next time.